Hello people of the internet. Today I've got a very special niche product that I'll be unboxing. This thing. This is the Mitsubishi Car Cleanaire, an air purifier that's designed to be installed inside a car. So if you've ever found yourself searching for a second-hand car, you might have found that many of them have a lingering smell of cigarette smoke, for example. Now, brands such as Mitsubishi Electric, Nissan, Hitachi and a few others had a great idea, an air purifier system that can be installed into your car to get rid of just such smells. Now, I wasn't originally planning on buying an air purifier, I was looking for one of these. An interior light. This one is from a 1986 Honda Prelude, and my idea was to place an LED under each one of these squares and have them light up in a different color whenever you open the door. However, back in the 1980s, Mitsubishi came up with that idea first. Now let's take a look at an old parts catalog and see what they are all about. This is Holiday Auto's parts catalog from 1985. The main picture on the front is an AW11 MR2 with a Corvette inspired body kit. However, if we look at the back of the catalogue, we've got an ad for the Mitsubishi Car Cleanaire, along with a description down the bottom and a picture depicting the lights that are on. However, these aren't coloured at the moment. If we open up to page 154, we can see some people enjoying the Cleanaire as well as a competitor's air purifier right here at the top left. On the next few pages we've got some other interior items as well as installation and usage instructions. And further along we've got the actual ad for it over here. The rough price of it is about $100 in today's money. There are also different variations of the air purifier, and a fun fact, Toyota Soarers actually had an option for an air purifier that sits in the rear parcel shelf. Now let's get to unboxing the actual product and installing it into my Soarer. Here we have the product inside the box. It's actually got a picture of the product on the outside with a cutaway window to show you the actual product on the inside. We've got these retro triangles in bright yellow with some purple lettering over them, while the overall theme of the box is this teal color mixed with yellow. So on this side here we've got a depiction of the product again, while on the other side you've got some specifications as well as a picture of one of them installed. On the back we have more product specifications. On the top we have some sort of label. On the bottom we have nothing. So to open a product, flip open this tab and we have a wiring harness and a set of screws and bolts. We've also got a spare filter and another deodorizing filter here. Let's flip this upside down. And we've got an instruction manual. Down here I believe is a warranty card and some information about Japan. It looks a bit like an earthquake warning, but I believe it's more about the dealership network by Mitsubishi. Yes, phone numbers, so contact information about the old Mitsubishi Electric distributors. And finally we have the actual air purifier. On the back you've got your ground, earth and positive wires with a little sticker down here for the serial. We also have this plastic shroud that sits around the ceiling when you don't have an indented ceiling, and over here you should have colored light bulbs. In this case they are green. However, if we look back at this packet, there are some red caps to replace them with. And over here we have the original filters for the air purifier. I probably won't replace them since I don't imagine I'll be using the purifier at all. While over here we have the exhaust vents, so cigarette smell cigarette smoke comes in here, gets purified by the vents, spun around in this fan and pushed out through the exhaust vents down here as fresh air. Just before I reassemble it, over here we have a little switch for the intensity of the light. So maybe you want it a bit brighter if you're always driving at day, or maybe you drive a lot at night and you want it very dim. You can rotate this little dial here and that adjusts the brightness of the LEDs. While over here we've got the different switches. We've got on for always on, default is off, and at the top we've got the door switch. This is just for lights. Over here we've got high, low, high, so leave it in the middle position for low fan speed. Click it either direction for high fan speed. And over here we have the off function, the auto function, and the manual function. So I believe what this does is if you set it to off, the purifier won't run. Set it to auto and it automatically detects odors in the air and runs as required. And over here, manual, which means just turning it on manually. There is a power light over here which tells you when the unit is operating, and there's also an air quality sensor over here to the right. Over here we have the instruction manual fold out, and on the back we have a description of all the parts included in the kit. It's also worth noting that I've actually removed the base plate from the kit before filming. So over here, the first step is to remove your existing interior ceiling light. Just unscrew it as depicted here. They include an LED, so you can test each one of the wires even if you've got a plug. That is quite clever. I was just going to use a multimeter. They've also got a few clamp crimps included in the kit. Now the backing plate does look a bit complicated, but this is actually quite clever. Each one of these different slots could be used for any number of ceiling lights, so it's designed in a way that you can fit this to just about any vehicle. And down the bottom here we have instructions for slotting the unit onto the backing plate. So you slot it on and insert a screw into the side of the air purifier. Okay, so down into this hole here you insert a screw, screw it in, and they include body coloured caps that fit over the screw hole to hide them. And then we have a diagram showing that this plastic strip here is for use on vehicles where the ceiling is not level. Down here, another brilliant idea. And then we have the functionality and how to maintain the unit over these pages. So this is actually a very clever kit. It has a lot of solutions to issues that I didn't even think about. Like over here we even have spacers for when the ceiling mounts are indented from the actual bracket. That is really clever. Over here we've got the bag of screws. So we've got those spacers I just showed. We've got some longer type screws in one thread pattern. We've got even longer screws in another thread pattern. But this is a very comprehensive kit. You've got spacers, washers, different thread pitches of screws and different lengths. Now if we come here to the other bag, we've got what feels like an adhesive strip. We've got some of these crimps, got a couple little mounts, and we've got those cap ends for mounting the screws into the air purifier without ruining the aesthetics. There's also a couple cables as well as that testing LED to detect where the current is going when your doors are open and closed. And just before we install it in the Soarer, I've got it hooked up to my test bench, so let's fire it up. There we go, we've got the 4 LEDs in green, and now I can hear the motor running. It's actually quite loud. Although once you're inside a car and it's moving, this is absolutely nothing. So I thought this was pretty good. You've got this plug here which has yellow for 12 volt DC, red for accessory, blue for door, and black for ground. That seems to be standard. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be plugged into, and this is an extra ground wire that someone's put into the ceiling. Now when I pulled out the DVD player, it actually had its own wiring loom which is down here. Luckily for us, this just plugs straight into that plug up top. But I'm not going to use the DVD player, so I'll just cut this and solder in these new connectors. I believe they're banana plugs, and then get that all connected. It's now in place, it's all plugged in, got these connectors just sitting here, and it's quite rigid, even with just 2 screws that line up. Now let's fit the aircon up. I don't think I'll film it because it's too difficult. With a bit of hassle, I got it in place. So it's good that it's all inside there. It's currently working, but the car's battery is unhooked, so I can't test it. It's just a shame that I couldn't add that black shroud around it, because that would have really finished off the look, but it just wouldn't fit in the ceiling with it in place.